Hi guys! Welcome back to Sketchbook Tour Part 2. The last sketchbook tour I did, Part 1, was early childhood, probably somewhere around 2000 to right after I finished high school and started college, which was in 2012 and 2013. I have here what I believe is my second sketchbook of college. Again, I've sort of dated these just based off of context clues. So like there was some fan art in the early ones of shows that I was a fan of in high school. Oh my, this one, ooh, that one, seen some stuff. This was definitely a college sketchbook because I carried this with me everywhere. But yeah, to date these, I was going off of the context of the sketchbook. A lot of fan art in here based on when I was a fan of that media. And then I've got some original characters and stories too. And I can sort of remember what year I created some of those characters. So let's go ahead and take a look at one of my college sketchbooks. First thing I see here, very first page, just a doodle page. I did a lot of these where I would start to draw something and I just never finished it. Second page, we have here, I actually remembered this one. I was starting to gain a little bit of a following on Tumblr. And when I say a little bit, I mean like 100 to 200 people were actually viewing my art. But I drew for my Tumblr fans this three-headed deer. I had them pick out a name for him and I think it was Godfrey or Godric. I think it was Godfrey was the name of this three-headed deer. Never used him again. Not an active character in any kind of storyline. We've got, oh God, this is just me. Look at this real estate on this page. I have done this ever since I started drawing, where I would just take a teeny section of the page and leave the rest blank and move on to the next page. This is what looks to be a lip study and also a teeny tiny portrait of Joan. Look how small this is. Why did I draw this so small? Joan, if you remember from my last video, is actually a character that I still have in a story that I'm still writing. So it's so fun to go back into these old sketchbooks and see characters from stories that I am still very active with. Okay, so I know when I was active in this sketchbook for this kind of reason. This is fan art from the movie The Hobbit. We were all huge Benedict Cumberbatch fans back then. Huge Benedict Cumberbatch. We were all huge Benedict Cumberbatch fans. I've tried that sentence like 3 times. We were all huge Benedict Cumberbatch fans back then. So when he was cast as the Hobbit. I remember everyone on Tumblr was doing fan art of Smaug as Benedict Cumberbatch, and this was my take on it. I am super impressed with how clean those lines are. I don't even get that clean of lines nowadays when I'm sketching with traditional pencil. And you can also see I started experimenting with a signature. It didn't stick. I don't know if you've noticed, but I never, ever sign any of my art. And it's just a bad habit. I really should be signing it. Oh, this is fun. Okay, all right. There was a time where I was experimenting with a lot of like biomech sort of aesthetic. And I think this one's really fun because one, not only does it have like a full page, but the composition of it is really interesting with all the sort of mechanical elements over here and then the subject actually off to the right side of the paper. I definitely didn't finish this because I'm sure I wanted a lot more like detail in the far background. And I think I just got too intimidated by it. I bit off a lot more than I can chew. Plus, she doesn't have a face, and I know I would have wanted to give her a face. But I'm very happy with that one. The like mechanical elements look really cool. All right, so this was the time that I discovered my favorite book, Silence of the Lambs. And this is just some like imagery from the book. One of my favorite sentences is that Hannibal Lecter had 6 fingers on his left hand. So I drew a lot of 6-fingered left hands. We've got, of course, the death's head moth. This was also imagery in the book, the stag beetle pushing the chess piece, but I don't quite remember what it symbolized. Now, my favorite symbolism in the book that is not included in the movies was the fact that a young Clarice would work with her mother in hotels as like the cleaning service. And there was a band of crows that would steal like food off the room service trays. In order to scare the crows away, one day she actually threw bleach at them, which bleached one of the crow's feathers. And she then knew that this crow would like continuously come back and steal from the cart. And I just thought that was such interesting and beautiful imagery. I was obsessed with this crow with the bleached feathers. I loved it so much. And I started to draw some hands up here, but I don't know know what that was supposed to be. I'm gonna try and go through this a little quicker because it did take me hours to go through the first half of the sketchbooks. Oh, we've got, oh, this is fun. Okay, all right. This is another story that I am still working on right now. And this is actually a very, very exciting page because down at the bottom here, this was an early design for Deli. I'll go ahead and flash her up again. But if you remember from the first sketchbook tour, it took me ages to come up with a solid design for her. I knew I wanted a child character. I just didn't know what I wanted her to look like, and I didn't know what I wanted her name to be. And as you can see here, I was actually going through a list of names that I wanted to call this character. None of these I ended up using. Her name's Delilah, Deli for short. But this is so fascinating to see this character development. She looks completely different. All these names are different. This is a picture of her as well. Also completely different design. And these are all characters that I still have in the story. This one in the middle is Cecil, Cecil again. This is Deli's mother, and then this is Baron over on the side here. He used to be called Adam, but then I had another character that I named Adam. And I never really liked the name Adam for the first character, so I changed it to Baron, which I think suits him a lot better. Oh, welcome to Night Vale. First of all, real estate. I've got a little bit of like color experimentation going on up here, but for the most part, like this is all of the page that I used. Are you kidding me? But this is Cecil from Welcome to Night Vale fan art, and the little cat. The cat whose name I do not remember, but I remember it was the bathroom cat. That like floated in the bathroom and had kittens. So fun. I gotta re-listen to that because I absolutely loved that show in high school. Okay, here we go. More like biomech stuff. This is a robotic mechanical dragon of some sort. I'm so impressed with how clean these lines are. This was around the time that I kind of lost access to digital art, just because one, I was in college and I didn't really have time to draw anything, and two, I didn't really think I had a laptop, but I did not have a working computer and or tablet. So I kind of switched over to traditional art for a while, obviously got a lot better at it, and then deteriorated over the years as I decided to go back to digital art because every time I pick up a pencil now, my traditional art is awful. Here is Godfrey again, and those are the only two pictures I ever drew of him. Interesting. I do not know who these characters are, but here's a couple sort of realistically shaded characters and a dragon. Not sure who any of these people are. I have no recollection of this picture. I love that shading though, that's just gorgeous. Here is another sort of costume design for Deli. This costume I think is a lot closer to what she has now. Her hair is definitely still very different though. A little ink stain on there as well for some reason. I believe this is kind of fun because you can kind of see the evolution of how I started drawing hair. I believe that this is art for an online friend of mine that I have unfortunately lost contact with, but it was me and my online friend just hanging out, having a good time. Is that me? I don't think that is me. I think that's someone else and my online friend. Maybe it was two online friends, because I would never draw myself wearing a bracelet, so I don't know who this is supposed to be. Initially, I thought it was me because of the dark hair, but it might just be two of my online friends. Ooh, cover's coming off here. You can definitely see in that picture the evolution of my hair drawing technique and how it got to the point that it did today. Oh, I love this piece. Honestly, if I could, I would make like a sticker or something out of this piece. There goes the cover, but it is fan art, so I don't want to make a sticker of it. This is fan art of Emily Autumn. She is like kind of an alternative, it's hard to describe. All right, Wikipedia says that her music is classical, dark cabaret, electronica, industrial, new age, and folk. Emily Autumn describes her music as fairy pop, fantasy rock, or Victorian industrial, which I think is a very fun word. But that is some fan art of Emily Autumn. I am still absolutely in love with this piece. I love how clean the lines are. I can't do line art like this anymore. My hand is just too shaky. I don't know how I was able to produce this at the age that I did. I'm just obsessed with it. I love it so much. One of my favorite pieces. That's such a waste of paper. That's all that's drawn on that page. And then I decided I didn't like it and I would move on to the next one. It's a blank page. Again, I'm not showing you everything in here because otherwise this video would be 5 hours long. So I'm just flipping to, first of all, the finished stuff, because what is that? And second of all, the stuff that I think really shows off my art journey. All right, this one's a little embarrassing, but this is some more fan art. This is of the lead singer from the band Rise Against. His name is Tim McIlrath, and I only know that because one, he's playing a guitar, and two, he has heterochromia, 2 different colored eyes. I just want to show this to point out the shading style. I'm definitely moving away from the like soft shading and more towards the cell shading that I use today. I'm such a huge fan of cell shading. I think it makes a piece look like a lot bolder and more interesting. So it's kind of fun to see my younger self develop that style, book by book. Oh my God, this is another band. I had a lot of fun drawing band members for some reason. I do believe that this is Fits in the Tantrums. That's really all I have to say about it. I don't know a lot about this band other than the fact that I was really obsessed with their one song, The Walker. Looks like we've got some mermaid characters that I don't recognize. I'm not entirely sure who these characters are supposed to be, but it's a pretty mermaid. More of the same characters. It's so funny seeing characters pop up in here multiple times because I'm like, clearly I had a story for you if I'm drawing you multiple times, but I have no idea what it was. These were going to be not self-inserts, but like friend inserts into one of my stories, the one with Cecil and Deli. I had my friends like describe for me what they wanted their insert characters to be, and that's a couple of them. I still might include those just for nostalgia's sake. Another mermaid. I said in the previous video I would show you guys all the mermaids I did because I drew a lot of mermaids when I was a kid. So there's another one. The pose on that one is very strange. A lot of anatomy issues. I even mapped out like a 3-act structure for the mermaid story, but I, first of all, can't read this, and second of all, have no idea what that story was about. Okay, more of the mermaid story. I like this one. I like the posing on this. I think that's very fun. With the like tail sort of wrapped around. That's very cool. Coming to the end of the book here, I think for the most part it's just gonna be unfinished sketches and doodles. I should do another one of these sketchbook tours, but instead of just showing you the whole sketchbook, I should segment it into like different characters. For example, every time I draw like Cecil and Deli, I'll find every single instance of that and I'll show them to you guys. And then for another series, every time I draw Joan and Jameson, I'll show you guys those ones, so on and so forth, so that each video has its own set of characters. All right, kind of upset that I ruined the cover on this one, but oh well. God, I remember having to do this all the time with these spiral bound books, was just trying to readjust the cover so that it fell back into place. Because I couldn't just carry around a naked book, there we go. In my backpack, all the pages would get torn up. There we go. All right, moving on to the next one here. This one's got a few loose papers in it. I'm curious what those are. It looks like, what's the date on this? I didn't date this one. How weird. Oh no, here it is, 2013. Same year, different book. All right, to start here. All right, this is a Neopet, but I remember going on to Neopets, again, in 2013. I was way too old to be on there, but I wanted to do some like fun fan art for some people, and so I think I participated in like a Christmas exchange. So this was someone else's Neopet that I drew for them, and then someone drew my Neopet. It's a fun little like art exchange. Highly recommend doing those, especially if you're like a more skilled artist, because it feels really, really nice when people draw your characters, especially when you're younger. This looks like classes that I needed to take in college. Wow, a lot of college stuff. I have more little fan art drawings, a bunch of different little things. Looks like Sherlock, Harry Potter. I'm not sure what that third one is at the bottom. Doctor Who in the middle, Iron Man right below my fingers, Welcome to Night Vale in the center, and we all know who's sulking on the side there. Yes, I was one of those kids. No, I don't want to talk about it. All right, other than that, not too much of interest in those early pages. We've got some eye studies. Everyone loves drawing eyes. These ones I think turned out pretty okay. I like how detailed they are. I would never draw an eye that detailed now. Oh man, I can tell this is the Fandom book, so apologies if I don't show you much of it. God, again, I'd give up on a piece halfway through. This is fan art from Life of Pi with the little tiger at the bottom there. But I just give up on a piece halfway through and decide not to continue it. Very annoying. This looks like kind of an angel character struggling to fly. I say struggling because there's a little sweat drop there. Very long body, very, very short legs. Was still struggling with anatomy quite a bit at this point. Oh no. Okay, this is a few friends of mine and myself drawing Castiel from Supernatural. I'm gonna try and zoom in on my drawing because I don't want to show you my friends' drawings without their permission. There's mine. That's the little sad boy that I drew. I don't know why we all decided to try and draw him. It's kind of funny. Oh, there he is again. Shaded this time. This was, I'm sure you can tell, in the depths of my Super Hulock era. Oh, I remember drawing these little guys. I did little sort of stylized zombies. I've always loved zombies. I've always loved drawing them. You can tell I still love drawing them. Ooh, boy. Oh, that's big. Hang on. Ooh, all right. So it was around this time, I think, that I actually drew another really big piece. It was just like a Day of the Dead makeup mask person with hair flowing everywhere and just a bunch of roses in her hair. I'll pop up a picture if I can find it. It took up the whole page and I was so proud of it. And I remember trying to do it again with this one and again, just getting tired halfway through. But it was the same kind of like, the hair is the same, the shading style, the like half mask, same sort of idea. Look, there's another one of those little stylized zombies. I love these guys. I wanted to draw more of these. I guess the equivalent now would be my zombie pinup series. Oh man, I'm gonna have to remember the little like balloon thing for my zombie pinups. I bet I could do something similar to that. There's a lot of drawings by my friends in here, which is very sweet. I love to see it. Why are they in my sketchbook? Oh, this is fun. Okay, this is Joan again. I was very into doing this like cross-hatching shading with my pens. I think this was around the time when I was like really seriously participating in Inktober. But it's supposed to be, she's like a police officer, so the red and blue cross-hatching is supposed to sort of represent police lights. That's very fun. I like that. Looks like I attempted to draw some animals here and then some animal eyes in the corner. I don't know if this was just a warm-up or what, because they don't seem to be characters of mine. I like this little otter. He's fun. That little guy. Has a cute little face. I definitely wasn't the best at drawing animals. I'm still not. I prefer to draw characters. Oh, fun, fun, fun. Okay. I drew this. I was so proud of it. Just the line work I thought was so clean. I still think that. I definitely can't do this now. But I used this for a very long time. In fact, I still use it on one of my, oops, just like a face study of some sort fell out of there. Oh no, this is what happens when you keep loose papers in sketchbooks. Anyway, this was my icon for my business email for the longest time. And I think it's still attached to an old email of mine, so it's very fun to come across that again. Another stylized zombie. I really like this one. I really like how kind of nasty these things look with like the saggy skin just all sort of rotting away. It's very fun. I love these. I love drawing zombies. They're so much fun. We've got enough. There's so many. Why did I do so many of these? But this one's got a little zombie dog and this one's missing an arm and the dog's chewing on the arm. A lot of unfinished work again. I'm not gonna go over too many of those because there's just too much of it. Oh, okay. Here we go. I actually would not have guessed that this is a portrait of Joan. I draw the like A-line haircut a lot, but it is Joan's signature haircut. But I did write her name at the bottom there, including a last name, which I didn't know she had. Looks like Glasser, Joan Glasser. I didn't know I gave her that. But yeah, I was definitely attempting a lot of realism style around this time period. There's another installment of Cecil and Deli's mom. I'm getting closer and closer to what she looks like. Actually, this might have been a step away, but her hair looks a lot closer to what it is now. Cecil, meanwhile, has honestly, his design has very slightly changed. This is just like an outfit study of his, but this outfit is exactly what he still wears. The only differences here are his hair is definitely not as curly anymore. He doesn't have the tufts on the ears, the elbows, or the feet, but other than that, he looks exactly the same. Boy, I just left a lot of stuff unfinished in this one. More of my friends' artwork. How are my friends getting their hands on my sketchbooks? I never let anyone touch my sketchbooks. Oh, that's cute. That's a little baby Smaug. Little baby Smaug on his pile of gold. This was also around the time that the Hordes of Things artist was very popular on Tumblr, so I was definitely drawing a lot of dragons as well. I think that's it. I think these last few pages are blank. Yeah. That one was pretty uneventful. I told you I'm not going to show most of the fan art stuff because I don't hate myself and I don't want to put myself through that. but for the most part, that book was just empty pages and unfinished drawings. So we're moving on to the next one. Alrighty. This one has a sticker on the back. What is this? It doesn't matter. 2013. Again, this was a big year for sketchbooks for me because again, I had lost access to digital art, and then on top of that, I didn't have time to be at home drawing on my computer. Honestly, I don't remember when, because I do think I still had my computer and tablet at this point, but I was mostly at college, not doing digital art. I was on campus all day, so I would bring my sketchbooks with me and not have time to do any digital art at home. Okay, I love this drawing. I'm gonna cover the nipular area. I need like a sticky note or something. Oh, here we go. I don't want to cover up the whole drawing, but I do want to just sort of censor it a little bit because I'm not sure how strict YouTube is going to be about this. This is a lovely, lovely orca mermaid that I did. I posted this online digitally colored, and I will go ahead and show that one as well. But I absolutely love this drawing. And I have a couple more in this same like series where I did 3 mermaids in the same sort of style. I bet you they're in this book. Yep, there's one. I posted these on the art site Wisp because I had gotten off of DeviantArt at this point, and this one I remember in particular went particularly viral. I always really loved this one too. Yep, and there's the third one right behind her. This one, I think of the 3 of them, this one is my favorite just because the composition of it is so fun looking, and I love the hair too, how it swirls around. We've got a harpy. I don't know. I loved drawing harpies for some reason, and then this shape with the wing, I still do that. I love the little like in motion shape, but for some reason I really loved drawing harpies. This was supposed to be kind of a continuation of the Mermaid series, but I know I stopped after this one because I just didn't like it, but this is the two-tailed siren, the Starbucks siren. Oh, interesting. We've got Pyramid Head for some reason. I've never played a Silent Hill game. I don't know why this is in here. Oh, we've got a very, very early version of Ava. That's this winged character here. I've posted her a couple times on my Instagram. She looks nothing like this anymore. But yeah, that's a very early version of her. She doesn't have much of a story. She's just a character that I like to draw. I'm just gonna keep showing you guys every time I draw Joan because she is like truly my muse character. If I sit down and I want to like draw someone but I don't know who to draw, the first person I always think of is Joan. I don't know why. She's just got like a really angular face that's very interesting and fun to draw. Oh, this one's loose. I believe this is another Neopet, but there's that. I think it's the hippocampus one, whatever that one's called. But I like the like scales on that. It looks very cool. Not sure why I drew this one because this is definitely not a Neopet that I owned. So don't know why I drew that. Huh, okay. Well, not sure who or what this is, but it's interesting because I inked it in and I was using some red pen for the flames in the background here. In fact, I think it's the pen I was using for this one. I had a specific red pen that I would use for everything, and I personally thought that it did sketchy lines very, very well. I really liked using it for sketchy lines, but my favorite part about it is that it looked like a little syringe. And I think you guys know the ones that I'm talking about. You can get them at Spirit during Halloween, but I always loved that pen and I stocked up on it. I think I just liked it aesthetically, but I do also think that it drew really well. Here is what appears to be the same character as the previous page and then another one next to her. I don't know who they are. Kinda cool though. There again. Who are these people? Is this an original character or is this fan art of a franchise that I have forgotten about and I'm going to be very embarrassed showing? Let me know. Another mermaid. I like this one. She reminds me of like a goldfish, one of those fancy goldfish. Oh, another mermaid. Oh, speaking of fancy goldfish, that's exactly what this one was modeled after. Look at her. Look how cute she is. I want to draw more mermaids like this that are modeled after actual fish. That's so cute. Oh my God, next page. Another mermaid. We've got a mermaid. We've got what looks like some Black Swan fan art here. Also a movie I've never seen. And then I loved drawing ballet poses. The like extreme back bends and the on-point toes, I really, really loved drawing those. And that's a deer for some reason. Oh, this is a self-portrait. I used to draw these every now and then. I haven't drawn a self-portrait in a while though. I kind of want to. But that's a self-portrait from 2013 when I was growing out a pixie cut. You can see I even put the same freckles that I had. I didn't wear makeup at all back then, so I definitely didn't put my exaggerated eyeliner that I have now, but I did still include the same freckles that I have. Oh, we have Frozen fan art. Look at that. I think I've only drawn a couple Frozen pieces ever, and this is probably one of them. them. That's cute. I really liked that movie when it first came out, but I despise it now just because it's so oversaturated. We've got what appear to be some wing studies, and this is Friends art at the bottom, so I'll just leave that out for the most part. They were drawing butts down there, don't worry about it. Well, these are some interesting characters. Is this from anything? I don't know if this is from anything or if I was just messing around, but I love this guy in the middle. Love them. That's a super, super cute character. The rest just kind of look like doodles. Oh, we've got some body studies here. Let me get my trusty sensor stick again. But I think it's kind of hard to see because the whole thing is covered up, but I think those are pretty good. Some nice little anatomy studies. It's Spyro! Look at that! It's Spyro! That was my favorite game when I was a kid. I would always make my parents do the skateboarding parts because I wasn't good at it, but I loved that game. Oh! Godfrey! I found another picture of him. All right, there's 3 pictures of Godfrey in these 2 books, and I think that's it. I really didn't think I drew him 3 different times. I'm surprised to see him again. But that is the end of this book. Go ahead and move on to the next one. We got a lot of paper sticking out of this guy. This is definitely a well-loved book, so let's see what's inside. Ooh, okay, comic pages. This is from 2014/15, and we have got quite a few comic pages. Looks like 3 sketched out. This is the prologue to the story that Cecil and Deli are in, so I'm not gonna show it to you. Also because, oh my goodness, is it bad. Oh my god, all these first few pages are just half-finished drawings. Can I, like, that's what all of the first pages looked like, was just nothing. All right, here is another of Cecil and Deli. We're getting closer and closer to her current design, and Cecil again looks pretty much the same. His hair has become more like his recent design, but he's still got that ear tuft, which does disappear eventually. All right, here is Deli in her current outfit. This is the same outfit that I draw her in currently, but her hair is still completely different. It took me a long time to figure out what I wanted her hair to look like. More Cecil and Deli sketches. I'm gonna save some of these for when we do the character specific sketchbook tours. Okay, this is very fun. Honestly, I love this piece. I kind of want to scan it and see what I can do with it. But again, more Silence of the Lambs imagery. We have got, the orange peel was symbolic for something, but I don't quite remember. We have, of course, the hands, the regular one and the 6-fingered left hand. In the middle, we've got Salvador Dali's Women in the Shape of a Skull, I think it's called. I'm not entirely sure, but if you look closer, all the body parts are cut out in dress pattern forms, which, if you don't know, was the plot of the Silence of the Lambs movie. It looks like this is unfinished because we do have the throw wings, which are only half colored. I've got like the little bleach splotches over here, and then that side still needed to be colored, and then of course the iconic Death's Head moth at the top. This is so cool. I'm genuinely very impressed by this. Oh, I love it. I'm not lying when I say Silence of the Lambs was and is my favorite movie. Ooh, we've got a whole character page for Cecil. I'll just give you a quick look. I love coming across these pages where they're all filled out. It's because there's so much to look at, as opposed to the pages that I draw where it's just like a little tiny thing in the corner. Here's another of Cecil and Deli. I'm gonna have to stop showing you these so that I can, 1, we can move through the books quicker, and 2, so that I have some content for the character-focused sketchbook tours. Okay, well, this is Deli again, but she's not with Cecil this time. This is a different character. This is Alexandria. I rarely ever draw her because of the bear head. I'm just not that great at drawing animals, so I avoid drawing her a lot of the time. Cute! Okay, I gotta show you this picture of Deli. So this one on the right here, a couple anatomy issues with that. For example, her head is turned all the way around and sitting on the back of her body, but whatever. This is her cat. His original name was Clarence. I think I'm gonna change it because there's so many C names with Cecil, Clarence, and another character I haven't mentioned yet. But look at the little, this is her discovering like a technological plot point in the story. So she's kind of like pressing on the buttons sort of with the touch screen. And then Clarence down at the bottom here, also messing around with the buttons. Oh, that's so cute. I love it. Okay, oh, interesting. All right. This is fan art from Sleepy Hollow. This was Ichabod Crane and the Headless Horseman, obviously. I don't remember his name, but I, for some reason, really loved drawing these pictures where the head was like severed from the body. I've got a few like this. If I find any more, I'll definitely show you. Oh, all right. This is the first instance in which I am seeing Deli's name written down. So it looks like that's what she looked like when I finally named her. Pretty similar to how she looks now. Again, her hair is completely different still. And the one on the other side is just another character in the story. Okay, I went through, remember I was telling you about that red pen that I would always use? I went through a phase of drawing what I call my candy apple kids. And they were drawings of these very, I'll show you them in a second, but like gaunt looking, kind of sickly, really, really pale with white hair characters. They all looked exactly the same, just with different facial features. And the only thing I would use to color them was this red pen. And I still love them. But back then I was obsessed with these guys. These are, again, my candy apple kids is what I called them. One down here left unfinished, it seems. But I loved drawing these. I loved them so much. And I think they were really great at helping me understand anatomy a little bit because I was really, especially with the shading, trying to get like the cheekbones and the eye bags and like the contours of the nose and the chin. I love my candy apple kids. I posted them everywhere when I drew them. And I still absolutely love looking at them. This would appear to be Rapunzel fan art, but not Disney's Rapunzel, because that is obviously not Mother Gothel. That is a very kind and gentle looking old lady. But that is definitely Rapunzel over here because of the long hair and everything. I don't know why I drew this. It's very cute though. All right, this must be when I was practicing archery for the first time, but I don't know who this is. I don't know who this is supposed to be, but it's a cute little character with a recurve bow. Very fun. This is Deli again. I was trying to figure out which hairstyle I wanted for her. As we can see, I landed on this one, but that is not what her hair looks like. I'll go ahead and just flash her up here again. This is what her hair looks like now. It's so funny how long it took me to get that hairstyle down. I drew Deli thousands of times before I was finally happy with her design. Oh, I found it. Oh, I found such a good art piece. Hang on. What are these? More comics. Oh my God. I was obsessed with drawing comics. I'm still kind of obsessed. I really like drawing comics. But this page, again, unfinished, but I put so much heart and soul into this page and it shows. Look at that wing. All the feathers on there coming in at like different angles and perspectives. Oh my God. I remember spending days coloring this piece. It was just this piece that I would pull out whenever I had nothing else to do and sort of work on it a little bit between classes or while I was waiting for a class to start and whatnot. Again, more trying to figure out what Deli's hair looks like. Ooh, it's getting closer. It's getting closer. I drew a lot of Deli in this book, but we are getting closer to the correct hairstyle. We've got that little ponytail back there, which as you know is going to evolve into the little pigtail. Oh, that might be the end of this book. All right, end of that book. And as I struggle to close it because it once again has the spiral binding, which I hate. Do not buy hardcovers with spiral binding. You will regret it. They just come apart so easily. I mean, just don't buy spiral binding in general, but the hardcovers especially really take a toll on it. All right, this book is from 2015 to 2016. So this is the end of college. I graduated college in 2016. Ooh, right off the bat, very lovely little simple piece there. Not entirely sure what I was going for, but I do like the aesthetic of it. Oh my God, I remember I tried so hard to replicate that wing from the last book. All right, my camera died and now it is storming outside, so I do apologize if you hear that in the recording. But as I was saying, I was definitely trying to recreate that wing that I did in the other picture. I thought it looked so good. I was so happy with it and I was just never able to recreate it again. Oh, this is a picture of my brother. That's kind of fun. I think I did that on a road trip, just a picture of my brother. Again, with the ballet poses, I just thought they were interesting. I thought it was a fun way to study anatomy, but my problem was I never used any references for these. I just sort of went by feel. So even though I was like trying to practice anatomy, I wasn't getting any better because I wasn't using references. Ooh, we've got this fun piece here, which looks kind of half ink. I have a feeling this was going to be one of my candy kids just based on the line art, but I do like this little like wing effect going on where it looks like the hair is kind of turning into feathers and then turning into the wing. That's very fun. I like that concept. I kind of want to do something like this again. Okay, Let's see here. I believe this is, or rather was, supposed to be some concept art for the world that Amelia, Jameson, and Joan live in. I was doing that like post-apocalyptic concept where it's a city built on top of a city built on top of a city sort of thing. So that as you get to the bottom levels of the city, you get like less and less sunlight because they're all built on top of each other. Let me tell you, when I came up with that idea, I thought it was so unique and so original. I was like, oh my God, everyone's gonna love this. I've never seen it done before. And then I showed it to a friend of mine and they were like, oh, like Blade Runner? And I was like, cool. All right, so it's not an original idea. I was very, very upset about that. Oh, this was a little like collection piece that I wanted to do. I never really got around to it, but it's called Swimsuit Sweethearts. Can you see that up there? There it is. And it was just like all these different girls with different body types that I wanted to put into swimsuits. That might be fun to do again. I just like the idea of it. That's another reason I really like going through these old sketchbooks is I get a lot of ideas for like pieces that I want to do now or try and redo. More unfinished art, always love that. More ballet poses. I think it was something about like the really arching lines that I just really, really like. These ones specifically are definitely really stylized. Okay, I said no more pictures of Cecil and Deli, but you guys have to look at this one. Look at this little wet Cecil here in the corner. Oh, that's so cute. Yeah, this book is filled with a lot of art that I gave up on. Oh, we got that red pen that I was talking about. This is a little bat creature, but just to give you an example, I would sketch in the red pen and then outline it with black and then try and shade it in with the red pen again. I really liked the really like messy textural element it gave to it. We've got, just looks like some character art. I'm not too sure. I know who this character is on the end here. This is Jameson. The rest of these people, I really don't know who's who or if they're anyone specific. Oh my, oh, wow. Okay, big old piece here, all done in red pen. I believe this is supposed to be Deli, again with not the right hairstyle. I tried so hard to give her a hairstyle that I thought fit her personality and I just could not find it, but this is a big old shaded piece. Also, she looks like she's in her 20s in this one, and she's definitely supposed to be a little kid. All right, that's the end of that one. Moving on. I really gotta try and get through these faster. Oh, this is very funny. So this book, I actually used this specifically for drawing comic pages. So yeah, these are, oh, well, there's a couple back here, but this book is mostly empty because I would tear the comic pages out and I actually stored them in a giant binder. But I have a feeling this is mostly gonna be Cecil and Deli because that's what the comic was for. Yeah, Cecil, character art of something, I'm not entirely sure. He definitely looks more like his modern self in these pictures though. We've got the straight hair, it's still got the fluff on the ears, but it's been toned down quite a bit. He's also still got the curved horns. He doesn't have those anymore. He has like straight horns just because the curved horns were a pain in the ass to draw. We got some clothing studies, mostly just blank pages in here. A couple character studies every now and then, but nothing really worth seeing. All right, one more book down. All right, I've kind of stopped giving the dates, but this one's 2014. 2012 to 2015 is when I really blew through sketchbooks. I was carrying them everywhere and doing everything with them. Oh, here we go. This is a combination of the Candy Apple Kids and ballet. Get you a better view of that. I also loved doing with the Candy Apple Kids. I really like doing some very complex hair textures. Thought that was very fun. I love this little ballerina down here though. She's very cute. Impossibly long legs, but I do enjoy it. Ooh, we've got some outfit sketches here, some like fashion sketches. I used to do these every now and then just because it was fun to kind of like figure out an outfit without having to design a character around it. I should do those again. Keep like a little stash of outfit designs that I can give to characters. This is interesting. I think this was done on a car ride, or at the very least it was out of my normal environment because the lines are very messy and not in like a stylistic sense. I mean, they are shaky. I'm assuming this was done on a car ride, but again, that's Cecil. I love my boy. Ah, okay. I don't know if anyone knows or remembers the app Monument Valley, but I did a little fan art for it. I love that app. It's such a cute, fun little game. If you have not played it, I think it's $5. It's adorable. Not huge replayability in the sense that like you get through the whole game in about an hour or so, but I love replaying it. I think it's very fun. Very like calming app. All right, I can see I picked up some colored ballpoints here. Definitely messing around with those a little bit. This profile is wacky. Wow, a lot of homework assignments in here. What is this? Ooh, I've got another mermaid for ya. Let me get my sensor stick. Here we are. This one's cute. It's a little octopus. Little octopus mermaid. It looks like she has too many tentacles, but I guarantee you there's 8. I was a stickler about that when I was younger. I love her. More character art. More character art. Oh, this was fan art again from Sleepy Hollow. There was one episode where like the main character was sick and all his little sidekicks had to do the like whole episode for him. I've always loved that trope. It's so much fun. Some comics. This line art, it's so like light and clean. The line art that I do now is really, really heavy and there's a lot of variation in line weight, but like it used to just be so thin. And then anytime it was darker, like it stood out a lot. Oh, more of the comic, very cute. I was always drawing little mini comics of Cecil and Deli. Okay, this one, slight gore warning, but this is what I'm talking about where I said I loved drawing the little like severed heads or like the slices, just kind of stylized like this. Also, dang, this is really good. Like, look at the shading on this. Why can't I do that traditionally anymore? My traditional art sucks now, if I'm being honest. More pictures of Deli, and I'm just showing this one because down in the corner here, again, trying to nail down a hairstyle for her because I just don't like what I'm doing. And trying more hairstyles. I drew Iron Man? Did I draw that? I mean, I kind of recognize the art style as mine, or at least the line style. Huh. All right, that is the end of that one. I also tore a lot of pages out of these books. Like, that is very thin. And some of the pages obviously have been tucked into the book, but I'm sure a lot of them have gone missing, unfortunately. All right, we got a nice looking paperback one here. This says 2015 to 2016. Oh, that just... pull that right off. Cool. Ooh, first things first. Okay, so there's a couple characters in Deli and Cecil's story that are massive. So for example, here is one of them. There is Deli. This character is huge. And I always had a lot of fun drawing this character in relation to others to kind of show the size difference. We've got Joan and Jameson again. I really like this outfit for Joan, this whole style. I'm really digging that. More Joan. Oh, another candy apple kid. It looks like these have gotten quite a lot less intense than that first page that I did. Either that or I did that page later than I'm assuming, and they've gotten more intense. Here is another self-portrait of me. I used to go to this coffee shop that had like a public sketchbook people would pick up and leave drawings in it. And I loved flipping through that and like sketching in it, but I also brought my own sketchbook and would doodle from time to time. I just remember this was done in that coffee shop. I also used to think, just want to point out, I've always loved drawing hands. I thought these were really, really good. I loved these, especially like this hand. I thought that looked so good. And it does still look relatively good, but I know I can do much better now. Here's another little thing that I would do in the coffee shop is I would just like doodle sketches of different characters that I wasn't intending on using. They're just like different designs. I think this one though was a girl that actually went into the coffee shop with this cute little bear backpack, and this was her waiting at the counter. And I just thought it was super cute, so I sketched her real quick. This is some thick paper. What kind of paper is this? It's mixed media. Yeah, I usually buy sketch paper, so the mixed media paper feels very strange. This would appear to be some Mad Max Fury Road fan art. Interesting. I think I've only seen that movie once. Oh, okay, this is some character art of another character that goes along with Joan and Jameson. I don't have any modern art to show of him, but I really like these old interpretations, especially this one in the middle. I like his little profile there. That's very fun. All right, I told you about that art site I posted on Wisp. This, I think, was one of my like all-time most popular images on there, which is very funny because I did it very, very quickly. I don't even think I sketched it. I think that's done all in ink. Very impressive for me at the time. We've got some more characters from the same universe. This was the one that I just showed you. This is Jameson in the middle and Joan. And then we've got 3 more characters at the bottom. This is actually the main character of the story. I know, hard to believe seeing as I only draw these 2. Cute little hair braiding scene. I love that. It looks like I was leaving the Cecil and Deli era and moving into the Joan and Jameson era because these are all side characters in the Joan and Jameson story. This was going to be a pretty big piece for the Joan and Jameson story. where I would have like all the characters kind of lined up and interacting with each other, but I definitely got really tired of it halfway through and just stopped. I do kind of want to do a piece like this again though, specifically for these characters. All right, looks like that's it for that one. I didn't realize I was getting close to the back because I pulled it off. Next, we've got 2016 here. Ooh, starting off with a strong one. Look at this. Don't know who these characters are, but it's a fun kind of artistic piece. It looks like I was using a #1 pencil with how light that is. Jeez. Doing some body studies here. Looks like I was studying some larger bodies, some curvier bodies too. I really hate these sketchbooks that flip over like this. Oh, a little bit. Oh, that's fun. First of all, real estate. But it's a little itty bitty journey fan art. Oh, I love that. I love that a lot. That's adorable. I do love this page. Okay, we've got some more body studies, but a little bit exaggerated. And again, with that red pencil that I loved so much. But I always really, really loved these legs right here. I liked how like thick and full they were. And then I thought this knee was really good too. I used to love drawing like that in that really exaggerated style. I should do that more. We got a deer. Not Godfrey. Just a deer. I used to do this thing where I was trying to, like when I would try and do a consistent hairstyle for my characters, I would map out how their hair looks. Like for example, the main part of the hair was all this red bit here. There were the 2 side bangs that I did in purple, the 2 kind of like sideburns down the side I did in green, and then that one little flip in the middle in pink. And that was just to kind of help me remember how the hair looked on each character so I could get it consistently every time. I don't still do that, but I do remember doing that back in college and after. Now, here's a study that I should do more often. This was just like a consistency study where I tried to draw the same character over and over again. And as you can see, I am not good at drawing the same face over and over again. I have very much the opposite of same face syndrome where I cannot consistently draw faces. And that's a problem I still struggle with. We've got the Pink Panther for some reason. Boy, a lot of red pen on this one. I must have just gotten it. Not a lot at the end here. It does look like I have this one little study page. I do remember I specifically tried making these like really crowded studies pages specifically so I would stop doing the like one teeny tiny sketch and wasting the rest of the page. So I do like that I did these and I would like to keep doing them. I have just noticed, by the way, there's 2 more sketchbooks up there that I don't know where they go, but they are sketchbooks that I am currently using and drawing in. So I don't think they're gonna have any old art in them. That's it for this one. Oh no, my pile's falling over. No, you guys are all in order. Please don't fall over. All right, we're getting close. We're getting close. This one does not seem to have a back page. More red pen. I loved it. Oh, this is fun. Okay, this is a comic that never went anywhere, but I was just doing these little like 4-panel pages to kind of map it out, and then I think that's the last I did of it. But I like that I'm able to flip through that. Oh, and we've got an upside down page. So we have got, looks like some drawings of Joan here, and then on the other side, more body studies. Again, body studies are great, anatomy studies are great, but please use references. You're not gonna get any better if you don't use references. In fact, you're gonna be practicing bad habits and then getting better at those bad habits that you're just gonna have to unlearn later. Interesting. Okay, I know this is not Jade, but doesn't this look exactly like her with the teeth and the braces? This is Jade, by the way, but how weird. Also, it's the Deli hairstyle, but it's not on Deli. Okay, this time we've got Cecil petting a deer. It's not Godfrey, but it's a deer. I don't know why, I've never noticed how often I draw deer. All right, I like this one, Censor Stick. This one's just got a little bit of censor, but pretty centaur drawing. Again, having fun with those colored ballpoint pens. I really love the white and the black hair on the tail, kind of mimicked with the white and the black hair. Very fun. I've got a colored in picture of Joan. I gotta change that outfit because this is the same outfit that she still has and it kind of sucks. I need something better. Ooh, we got another mermaid. Oh, I love this one. I love how sketchy that is. Where you can still, I mean, obviously I did the whole thing in pen. I sketched it in pen as well, so you can still kind of see the guidelines that I did in that green pen. Love that one. That one's very pretty. More Cecil and Deli. But we have a cute little witch on this side. I wonder if this was Inktober. But she's like magicking a little plant there. Very fun. Here we go with the severed body parts again. I don't know why I enjoy doing that so much. It's just fun to draw. I know it doesn't look like her, but this is Joan again. I love drawing her. I love her so much. What is this? Why? It's Cecil and Deli but they're dressed up in little, Deli is in a penguin costume and Cecil is in a whale costume. I don't know why, but it's cute. That's adorable. Oh, this is cute. Another centaur. I've actually drawn a lot of centaurs. I just haven't showed a lot of them because most of them were unfinished, but I like this. I like how it's like she's sitting. Oh man, I love that. That's gorgeous. A+. I'm definitely becoming a lot less critical of my work as I'm remembering drawing it. Oh, here we go, here we go. This is another Deli hair study, and it looks like we're getting closer. We've narrowed it down to the low ponytail, and the front of the hair is correct. We've got the bangs, we've got the little like sideburn parts, but we're still missing the second pigtail. It's just the chronicles of the Deli hair. Oh, there's a mermaid. Mermaid. Oh, that's not my art. I don't know whose art that is. And a wing study up there. All right, we have more clothing, like design studies, what have you. These ones, I think specifically are for the Jameson Joan story. Which way was I going? I think I was going this way. Cute little witchy character here. The lovely little striped sweater, love that. Oh, nearing the end of this one. Actually, yeah, last page is just a unfinished drawing, as always. All right. We're getting down to the wire here. We have 5 sketchbooks left, and I'm pretty certain this one has nothing in it. Alrighty, we've got 2017. Oh, right off the bat, that's little baby Joan. And that other character is Amelia. You've seen her a couple times. I just don't think I've mentioned her. Is it Amelia? Yeah, it's Amelia. More body studies. These are great. Use a reference. I can't, like there's so many things that I can see in here that are wrong. And I'm studying them. I'm studying wrong anatomy because I'm not using a reference. Use a reference, people. Oh, this is interesting. It's just like a corner of Cecil's. This guy, I don't know who that is. And then blank page. But we do have the Cecil corner up here. Oh, I was experimenting with giving him like ram horns. Interesting. There is a mermaid there. These were thumbnails that I did for a painting. We've got a mermaid on the bottom here. This, I believe, is another character in the same series with Cecil and Deli. Don't know who that is. Oh, I do see right on the back here, another mermaid. I love mermaids. I love drawing mermaids. I have always loved drawing mermaids. Which way was this going? This way? No, this way. Blank page. Oh, wait, am I going the wrong way? I drew on the front and back of these pages, so I don't know which way I'm going. All right, I have to start over. Here we go. All right, here, I'm pretty sure that's another character from the like Cyber City story that I mentioned in the previous video, the part 1. Ooh, we've got Cecil and Deli again, but it looks like Deli is almost at her final form. I think we are still missing that second hair poof, but that is just about exactly what she looks like when I draw her now. More Joan and Amelia. Those were the 2 kids I showed you just a second ago. This is a thin book, so we're gonna get through this one real quickly. Some face studies and a mysterious stain over here. I drew a lot of these in the cafeteria, so I'm sure there's a lot of like oil and grease stains on these. We have, I believe this is called a Naga, but this is another character in the Cecil and Deli universe. You can tell that at this point I'm really focusing on like 2 main stories. This is before I had my Monster Kids universe, so they don't make any appearances in this. But look at this guy. Look at that little cutie. Who are you? You're adorable. Oh, look at this full color picture of Deli. I think this is one of my first, if not my first attempt with alcohol markers. You can see I need practice. I'm hoping to get a little better at them. I'm really hoping to use them a lot more in the future. But that is a nice full color picture of Deli with her beautiful red hair. Again, still missing that second poof, but we'll get there eventually. And that's the next page. Cecil. He just pops up everywhere. I think that is about it here. Who are you? That's Deli. Cecil? Deli. On the last page here, we've got the Guardian from the, what was it called? Oh, The Last Guardian. That's what it was. That's the Guardian from The Last Guardian. I do not remember what his name was. That was a fun game though. All right, very thin sketchbook, already done with it. All right, looks like we do have a pretty full-size sketchbook here. I'll try and get through it quickly. Ooh, right off the bat, we're getting better at page real estate, even with these small doodles. I'm not entirely sure who these characters are. If they are specific characters, I have no idea, but I'd like like to let everyone know that I have evolved past drawing one single face on a page and then moving on. I'm now drawing multiple faces on a page and then still moving on. Oh, I love this picture of Joan. Cecil right next to her for some reason, even though they're not in the same story. But we've got, looks like I was doing studies of Jameson, Cecil, I think this is Angela and Joan. And I just love this picture of Joan. The anatomy on the leg here, like I know it's supposed to be foreshortened, but something is definitely wrong there. Other than that, I just love the cleanness of this. All right, we've got more mermaids. This is that same character, the mermaid character in the Cecil and Deli story. Oh, I love this mermaid. Oh, look at that, so beautiful. I absolutely love this section right here where the tail like meets with the human part. For some reason, it complements the chin looking up really well. Those two like segmented pieces. I just absolutely love this mermaid. Oh, looks like I've introduced a new character here. This is a new character in Joan and Jameson and Amelia and Angela's story. Her name, I think, is Rose. Yeah, I think it's Rose. And then on the other side, I did a little mini comic introducing her. All right, this is a creepy swamp monster that I drew. I have no idea who or what this is, but what I really want to show off, that little face right there. I really like that face. I like the shading on it. I like the angles of the face. We've got a Cecil study page, and you can kind of see how my art style is evolving a little bit. We're getting more angular, skinny and lanky. And that kind of stayed my art style, that like really lanky, skinny, angular faces and whatnot, until about probably 2019. And then when I started drawing more and more and more in 2020 and beyond, I started to like flesh out my characters a little more, make them look more muscular and a little bit softer. Look at that mermaid. Little face down here, but look at that. She is a star. I love her. Ah! Okay, this is another one of the characters in the like Cyber City story. That is so fun. I did not realize that I made her like a full anthropomorphic furry character, because when I remade one of the characters recently, I definitely did a human face with just some cat ears. So it's kind of fun to see this one and be like, oh, it was like a full furry. Oh man, okay, I flipped the page. There's another one. There's another one and another one. I was really getting back into the story at this point. Oh, there's a mermaid. I almost passed her. Look at that thing. Oh, she looks so happy. Why did I not? I didn't give her pupils though, and that's kind of frightening. We've got more deli studies, still rocking that same ponytail. It must be a good long while until I give her the little pigtails. Oh, we're getting into some like chibi styles here. This is fun. I've got a chibi mermaid, whatever this is. I have no idea who this character is. And then looks like I started another one over here. But on the other side, this is a little chibi of the little Cyber City characters. Love that. More chibis. We've got another mermaid. We've got Cecil. And then I think this is Valorant fan art down here. The little pearl people in Valorant. All right, we are back on Cecil and Deli. This is just a nice inked and shaded drawing of them. You can really see how my art style is changing. Oh. That's it. I only drew in that much of the book. This is the last page, and then the rest are empty. All right, so we must be getting closer to modern times. Let's see, this was 2017. So I guess I just haven't picked that one up in a while. Moving on, we've got another hardcover here. Oh, and the first page is all deli study. Do we have a date on this? No date. So that must mean this one is very recent. I'm gonna say like 2018, 2019 probably. Oh, we've got a lot of, okay, so we've got Cecil studies over here. We've got another character, and then we just have some side characters on this side. Oh, and more on the next page. Just a lot of character studies. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Why do I do this? I think we're nearing the end of the video because I'm positive this has nothing in it. And then this is a really, really modern sketchbook, which I'm pretty sure is not all the way filled out. But like, that's how much I used in this sketchbook. All these pages are blank. All right, that's good to know that I have like an entire sketchbook here to fill out. Yeah, pretty positive. Oh, yeah, this is a page that I drew some comic panels on. and then didn't do anything with, and then the rest of this book is empty. I have a problem with sketchbooks, you guys. I really just go halfway through them and then I buy a new one. All right, we are down to our last sketchbook, at least our last old one. I have a couple that I'm like working in right now. Oh my, okay. So this is actually pretty old to start. Look at, yeah, you can definitely tell this is an older one just based on my art style, but I'm pretty sure I picked this up more recently than the last one and started drawing in the back of it. So we're gonna start off with some really old drawings and then very quickly move on to newer drawings. There is that cyber character again. We've got a cute little fairy sheltering from the rain in a leaf, under a leaf. That's very cute. Whoa! Oh my God, this is old. Do you see this? This is Cecil and Deli. This is Cecil back here, and this is supposed to be Deli. Or is it? You know what? Actually, I take it back. I think this is supposed to be Deli's mom. I think they're kids here. This is Deli's mom, and this is Cecil. Cecil's kind of like an uncle to Deli. I should have explained that relationship earlier, but dang, look how old that is. This is kind of fun at the end here. We're getting a little flashback before we finish. All right, we're going back to fan art. There's some Doctor Who David Tennant fan art. Oh boy, oh boy. I think that's when David Tennant was still the Doctor. Here is me trying to come up with a signature for myself, which is very funny because I still don't use a signature. Oh, we're back to Gabriel. Look, he was from the first video. I don't think I had any art of him in the other sketchbooks that I did for this video. And there he is again, Gabriel, and what was his name? Alex? I think we settled on Alex. It could be Alex or Sydney. There were two different characters that were like extraordinarily similar, and I couldn't remember which one was which. Oh boy, oh God. This is like a time capsule. Look at this. I don't know who this is, but look at those eyes. Oh man, I'm actually having like a lot of fun with this being the last book. Okay, we've jumped up a bit. We're a little bit more modern. I'm gonna say this was probably like 2013, 2014, because we have again some Welcome to Night Vale fan art. Oh, this one has a date. We are now up to 2018. This I believe was an Inktober. Yeah, because it's in October. The date was October, so this was definitely an Inktober. I didn't follow prompts back then, so I don't know. I think it was just a random character. Oh, we've got another Inktober, and this one is rough. It just goes to show you have good art days and bad art days. I think I pulled this book out just for Inktober because I have a lot in here. Oh wow, I did. Okay, so these were Inktobers 2018, and I've just come to my workshop page for last year's Inktober. This was 2022. I actually completely redrew this one and posted the redraw, but this was the original sketch for the Manananggal Inktober piece that I did cryptids in 2022. Manananggal was one of them, and I really, really enjoyed drawing her. This was just last year, so I've definitely gone into the more recent portion of this book. Another Inktober sketch. This one was the Kraken. Kind of hard to see. I sketched very, very lightly. Oh, I really, really liked this one. This was the Knot Deer. You get a good view of that? I mean, mostly it was the feet down here that I was very, very proud of. And it looks like Inktober was the last thing that I did in this sketchbook, which makes sense because it was the last kind of traditional art that I did in 2022, because then we went into November, which is Huevember, and I did all digital art for that. So that is my sketchbook tour. That was all of my sketchbooks that I still have from early childhood up until Inktober of last year, 2022. So that is my entire art journey. If you want to see the first half of this, go back and check out part 1. That is my early work from about kindergarten through high school. Other than that, if you would like to see my current work and more importantly, my digital work, because I am primarily a digital artist, you can find that on Instagram. I am also on TikTok, and I am now streaming live on Twitch. All of those are under Threadwing. If you would like to support me a little bit more, I do also have a Patreon where you can find exclusive art as well as early access to absolutely everything I post, including YouTube videos like this one. And speaking of YouTube videos, make sure you like and subscribe to this channel so that you can find your way back here for next week's video. I love you all so, so much. I cannot wait to do a character-specific sketchbook tour. I have a whole binder back there of just comic pages that I made for Cecil and Deli, so I would love to show you guys that. Let me know in the comments what else you guys want to see from me, and I will see you all next week. I love you all so much. Bye!